morning. Today's Monday. I just stopped by Starbucks. I ordered the new brown sugar shaken espresso. If you watch my channel, you know that double shots on ice are my favorite Starbucks drink, but they've rebranded to shaken espresso. So I ordered their new drink, but I'll just show you how I ordered it right here. And this will save you like $2. If you want blonde espresso, which is how it comes, change it to blonde espresso. I just left it normal espresso because I don't really care. So actually I like blonde espresso, but you know, let's try it. I'm not really getting the brown sugar yet. Maybe if I had a straw, oh wait, there it is. Can't say I noticed that much of a difference. It is literally just a splash. So if you like Starbucks double shots on ice, you would like this. I brought these scones from Trader Joe's. They're like cranberry orange and it looks like there's almonds in them too. And I just brought them in a stasher bag. Got some more carrots. Here are all of the snacks that I brought. I have some cheese sticks, I have some protein bars, some little like smoothie drinks from Trader Joe's, some pomegranate seeds, some chomps, some salami, Uncrustables, and carrots. And this I'm not necessarily gonna eat all in a week, but I went ahead and brought it for my room. Hey, I forgot my lunches. Can you bring them?
All of them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, love you.
You too.
Bye. I forgot my lunches at home, which honestly wouldn't have been a big deal because I can make plenty of lunches out of these things here. But John also prepped my lunches for me last night while I was grocery shopping, and so I was like, it's early enough to where he would be here before the kids got here. Why not just have him bring him, because he was awake this morning. So there's that classic Maylene move. This stuff is more just for like snacks. We have a snack time and the kids eat lunch at home right now, and so I'll just grab something like this, or in the mornings I can drink one of these, I can snack on these. So I'm currently doing a little bit of work on my computer, but I'm gonna go ahead and eat one of these scones for breakfast. My husband actually makes scones that are super good, and so I'm curious if these are gonna be anywhere near as good as his are. You can see the yumminess in it. Wow. Ooh, the flavor really hits you. It's good, but it's more cakey and not as crumbly as like a scone normally is. So I'm gonna say my husband's scones are better, but these are still good. It's a little after 5 o'clock and we're gonna make some of the biscuits. We were originally gonna make them yesterday, but I guess we got busy so we didn't make them. So we have to make them today, so we're gonna make them kind of as like a little appetizer. We saw them on Selena and Chef and they looked really good, so that's what we're gonna be doing. So you do your first layer and then you add your cheese, green onions, and bacon mixture, and then you add your other layer and you do it on top. And then you add your third layer. I'm making John do all the hard labor. So we don't usually make biscuits, but the process for these looks super cool. Also, like I said earlier, this recipe is from Tanya Holland, and we saw it on Selena and Chef. So I'll put a link in the description box to the recipe we're using. So one other trick that we learned watching Selena and Chef was to put a little bit of water on your baking sheet before you put your parchment paper, so your parchment paper stays down, and I think that's genius. I did a pretty poor job of like cutting them out to use the most of our dough, but we did make these little tiny biscuits. Tesla wants some, but she can't have any. Now all we have to do is brush them. Okay, they just came out of the oven. This is what they look like. Pretty good. The top has like a crinkly little texture to it from the cream. They're pretty good. They're not life-changing, but they're pretty good. It's about 7 o'clock. We are gonna make dinner. We were supposed to have rotisserie chicken and carrots last night. However, I got stuck in traffic and so I was out super late. So we didn't really even have dinner. So this is what we were gonna have yesterday. Notice how we did not make the biscuits. So anyways, we were gonna have pork tenderloin today with this ravioli that we have and some French green beans. But because we had the biscuits, it doesn't really make sense to make the ravioli, but it is going bad. So we are going to cook it and just save it for like meal prep or lunches or something. And then we are gonna have the roasted carrots that we didn't have yesterday. right, so we've got oil and salt on the carrots, and then they're gonna go in for like 40 minutes, and then we'll season them up a little bit more. I don't know why, but that's just what the recipe told me to do. So we're gonna do that. More. Okay, our pork is seasoned. Well, my go-to is usually Cajun, and I love to make this adobo sauce, and if you've watched the channel before, you've probably seen me make it, but I'm too lazy because that's just gonna be another dish tonight, so this is our prep. Okay, we've got our Brussels sprouts on the pan. You have to make sure whenever you cook Brussels sprouts that you put the cut side down so they get nice and crispy. They're not ready to go into the oven just yet, but we always roast our veggies at 400 degrees. Olive oil, salt, pepper, garlic, onion, roast at 400 degrees for like 15 to 20 minutes or until they're cooked the way you like them. For me, I like them to be a little bit crispy. And then for the pork, we always put it in a stainless steel pan because we sear the outside and then we transfer it into the oven to finish cooking. Also gotta make sure that when you are cooking your pork, you get it crispy on the outside, on all sides, even the side. Probably only cooked it for like maybe 6 or 7 minutes, just long enough to get it like charred and crispy on the outside. And now we're gonna go and put it in the oven. Brussels sprouts are going in. Everything is probably has like 20-ish minutes left. This is what it looks like after we pulled it out. It's been in there for about 15 minutes. I totally forgot to flip the carrot or like rotate the carrots and then add the seasoning, so I'm doing that now even though it's a little late, but I'll put them back in the oven and it'll be okay. I've got onion, garlic, and then we're adding some rosemary. These are Brussels sprouts. This is usually about how done we like them. You can see they're like kind of golden on the bottom. Here's how our dinner turned out for tonight. I feel like it looks kind of plain without the sauce that we normally have, but it's still gonna be super, super good. Okay. Enjoy the carrots first. So I'm hoping they're good. Tastes the same as last time. Still pretty good. Brussels sprouts, delicious.
What?
So everything is super good. The only thing I'm not a fan of is the Cajun seasoning. It was a brand new bottle. We normally buy the like Weber Grill brand Cajun seasoning. It's got like a purple label on it. Super good. This stuff, not the best Cajun seasoning, but if you have a good Cajun seasoning you like, put that on your pork and you'll love it. Do that. But you could also get blackening seasoning and put that on your pork too. Also, I feel like I should say one of the things that has made the biggest difference is learning how to cook vegetables. If you're someone who says that they don't like vegetables, try cooking them a different way. For the longest time, I thought I hated cooked carrots. You guys know I love raw carrots, but I always hated cooked carrots because they're always in things like soups and they just kind of like take on a bad flavor and they get soft and they're not very good. I always thought that I hated Brussels sprouts because I had always had them steamed. No, you need to roast your vegetables, learn how to roast your vegetables, learn how to add a lot of seasoning to them, and they're like 100 times better. 100 times better. If you watch my channel, if you keep up with my Instagram, you know that bachelor nights, which is Monday to nights, are usually the nights that we like to have like a little special dessert. I eat dessert almost every single night, but this is the night where I'm like, let's like make a dessert. I've been lazy lately, and so this is what I bought for this week's dessert. I mean, you can't go wrong. You just can't. And you have to eat some of this raw too, right? Today's Tuesday. We're gonna get started by making some coffee. I totally thought I was recording when I started the coffee, but I wasn't. But you guys have seen me do it before. I've been using these little syrup samplers that my sister got me because we ran out of our normal like vanilla syrup. But I actually think I want a caramel latte today. So normally the only syrup that we buy that's like big, which this isn't even the big one, this is just like the little one from Walmart, is vanilla. So yeah, I guess we're gonna switch it up and use some of this flavor. So I'm gonna put some of this in my mug, froth up my milk, and then add my espresso in here, and then add my milk. So it is before school. I'm here. I have my coffee. It came out really, really good. You guys saw yesterday I had a scone for breakfast. I used to be a big breakfast person when I was at home, and even when I was teaching at home. Like, I love to have a warm breakfast, but now that I'm back at school, it's just like I'm just not hungry in the morning. So like if I do anything, I might eat like a protein bar. So that's just how it is for me. Some days I like breakfast, some days I don't. Sometimes, you know, I start my day and then an hour into it, I'm like, dang, you know what? Grits really sound good right now, but I'm teaching and I don't have any grits, so I can't do that. But let me know if you guys eat breakfast before school, at school. What are your teacher breakfasts? Because I just am not hungry. Like, I love on a normal like weekend to make delicious things, but when I'm going into work, it just like nothing sounds good. For lunch, I had the exact same thing I had yesterday. So here's the clip, and then here's what I had for snack today with the kids, and then here is what I had after school, just a little Cliff Bar because I got hungry. A lot of times when I'm at school, I feel like I need to just constantly be eating. That's part of like my relationship with food, is that I love to snack, so I make sure that I keep gum in the classroom so that my mouth can stay busy. So that's what I'm doing now. I also wanted to make one quick comment about my lunch. This is one that I have for tomorrow, so it's not heated up. I know that I have other snacks throughout the day that are going to add up. Okay, so it's around 6 o'clock. We came home, worked out. I obviously take pre-workout and I drink my BCAAs, but I'm not including that in this video. But we originally were gonna make chicken fajitas with our leftover rotisserie chicken, but I never got the rotisserie chicken on Sunday, so we don't have any leftover chicken. So we're just gonna use some frozen tenders and make some fajitas, which when I say fajitas, I don't really love Mexican food, so they're not really fajitas. I mean, they can still be called that. We just don't put cumin. I don't know how to say it.
Cumin is a pretentious way to say it.
Cumin. Okay, so we'll say cumin. The flavor is so overpowering to me and I can't do it. So everything else is pretty much the same, just minus the cumin. So this is how we do our fajitas. It's like a minute later, and I was looking for our corn because we were gonna have roasted corn with it, and I could have sworn we had like 2 bags left. Don't have any roasted corn. And then I was like, wait a minute, do we even have tortillas? And no, we don't. I did rinse my onion in cold water just because it helps with like the crying aspect with white onions, and then also my garlic has shoots growing out of it. I double checked, and sometimes when you get them from the store like this, be a little, I guess, intimidating, but people actually cut these up and put them on their food, like the actual shoots, kind of like you would do like green onions. Anyways, I just chop them up and use them anyway, and it's fine. Some people say like they taste different, but I feel like if you cook it, you don't notice a difference. If I see any little green things in here, I'll just take them out, but for the most part, it's not gonna be a big deal. Also, if it wasn't clear, we are still making fajitas. John went to the store, he's getting corn and the tortillas that we get, so that's just the way it goes sometimes. We could have made something else, but we were dead set on having fajitas tonight, so that's what we're gonna do. Veggies are cooking, and I'm gonna start the yellow rice. I just follow the instructions on the package. Okay, so for the veggies, we just have pepper, chili powder, paprika, red pepper, and some chipotle flakes. And then for the chicken, I have all of that plus cayenne. I don't feel the need to put cayenne on the chicken and on the veggies. Plus we also have that red pepper, so that's all the seasoning we have. If you are not using fresh onion or fresh garlic, then definitely add in garlic powder, onion powder. But this is everything we're putting in ours. Okay, veggies are like almost done. You're probably thinking, Maylene, why don't you just cook the chicken first and then add the veggies in? And the reason is because I just don't like doing it that way. So. Okay, John got corn from the store. They didn't have the roasted corn that we like to do, but I'm just gonna broil it and it'll be fine. And then these are the tortillas that we like to get. They're high fiber and they're 50 calories per tortilla. They're not like amazing, like flour tortillas, but they're still good and they're only 50 calories. 6 or 7. For 3 minutes because we're gonna. Since we're having fajitas, I'll go ahead and show you how I make my margaritas too. So we just use this basic tequila, and then I like this Mr. and Mrs. T's brand that I can only find at Walmart, but I like it because it's 10 calories per serving, then triple sec of course, and then a lime just to kind of like amp this up a little bit, and then I like to add orange juice, but a regular orange works fine. Chicken's pretty much done. Now we're gonna add the garlic. I just don't want to burn the garlic. I'm gonna do a taste test. Also notice that John has salt in his room and I don't, because I don't play that game. So good though.
A little frothy. I didn't say it was a bad thing. It's frothy.
Dang! Also, John said that the tequila that we used, whatever this is pretty good.
It was dirt cheap. Like cheaper than Cuervo.
And cheaper than Cuervo and better than Cuervo, so if you can find this, maybe try it. But we're also not tequila experts. Okay, so here's the corn. It was in a little steamer bag, so I steamed it for like 3 minutes and then I put it under the broiler, and this is what it looks like. And we just have salt, pepper, and a little bit of chili powder on there just to kind of give it that seasoning. We're gonna be eating off of my favorite plates. They have the little curve to make scooping your food easier. How our dinner turned out. We only made 6 tenders, but it actually is like so much. But here it is. So we've got our fajitas, yellow rice, tortillas, roasted corn, and some limes. So how I like to do it is I like to take my tortilla and put some yellow rice on there. No, you said you always eat your rice on the side.
I never said that.
Yes, you did.
Yeah, at restaurants.
And then some chicken and veggies. Let's see who can get theirs better. John went cheese on rice. I went rice on chicken on cheese. And he's putting queso.
Herdez queso is not good. Or Herdez. Herdez queso is not good.
I'm really bad at this. Oh! Okay, here's mine. Here's mine. See if that off. Oh, it's good. No, bring it in, bring it in. From far away, yours does look better. Flip it over. Okay, we both suck, but that's so spicy.
Delicious.
Is there only 130 calories in this whole thing? Oh. Good morning, today's Wednesday. I went ahead and made some just, what do you call it, drip coffee. And it's raining outside today. But this is the Bears Brothers Irish Cream coffee. I love it. It's seasonal, but it's so good. And honestly, Bears Brothers coffee is the best coffee that I've ever had. And I said this on my Instagram. But you know how when people say, oh, like this coffee is really good, and you try it and you're like, it just tastes like normal coffee to me. No, this coffee is actually super, super good. I have a link if you want to try it. It is definitely worth it, and you can get sample packs too that are like $1 or $2, and you could try all their amazing flavors. Anyways, I am gonna eat my other scone that I brought from Trader Joe's this morning. Once again, I will say that my husband's homemade scones are better, so we might have to do that in a future video just so you guys can see how to make them. But I mean, this is good for now. I'm very excited. So it's like 7:30. I lied earlier because I said we were gonna work out, but I forgot that I'm taking my rest days on Wednesday and Saturday, so it didn't work out, did my nails. So tonight we're gonna make chicken, broccoli, and sweet potatoes. So we had on our menu, and we are really bad about letting our sweet potatoes like just rot. I keep them in the pantry and I always forget about them if I'm not like meal planned, but I always buy them. So we are gonna go ahead and chop up all of the sweet potatoes because we will be having them a couple of nights from now, and then we'll have them at some point next week. And if you get your sweet potatoes and you just chop them up and put them in the fridge, they'll stay good for, I don't know, like a week and a half, 2 weeks. And then you can just pull them out and roast them, and it's so much easier, and then you don't forget about them and they don't go bad. Oven is 400, like I mentioned yesterday, 400 is what we roast all of our vegetables at. So typically what we season anything that we like roast in the oven is salt, pepper, garlic, and onion. But with these sweet potatoes, we really love that sweet potato gnocchi that I've been eating for lunch every day from Trader Joe's, and it's got like a garlic sage butter sauce on it. We tried to make gnocchi, sweet potato gnocchi from scratch, and it wasn't good. I messed it up completely. So what I do is I add a little bit of sage and like a little bit of thyme. More sage than thyme to the potatoes, and they taste really good. They have the same flavor, obviously not the same texture because it's not gnocchi, but really, really good. These are our leftover potatoes. We're not doing anything special, literally just putting them in an airtight container. Also, I forgot to mention when I got home, between then and now, I've had some Santitas chips. Just the chips, because I don't eat the salsa. The potatoes have been in for about 25 minutes. I'm gonna give them a little tossy flip, and then I'm gonna add broccoli to the pan and put them in for another like 20. My camera battery died, so I'm switching to my phone for just like a hot sec. So the chicken has been cooked. We added the peppers back into it. So we cooked the chicken separately and then added the peppers back in. On the chicken, we have onion, black garlic. This is from Trader Joe's. It's new to me, but it's really good. And then we have oregano on the chicken, and then salt and pepper and thyme as well. So that's how that looks. This is what our veggies look like. So again, the sweet potatoes have been in there for about like 45 minutes. Broccoli has been in there for like 25 minutes, give or take. Just for fun, here's 2 different plating options. You can mix it all together, or you can do a kind of like vertical thing like this one over here. I prefer this one, which we actually weren't planning on putting in the peppers, and then I decided last minute, since we were doing it bowl style, that it'd be really good. And we have orange, red, and yellow peppers, but I thought since the sweet potatoes were orange, we should use red and yellow peppers, so then we have all the colors anyway. So this is how tonight's dinner turned out. Looks super good. Okay, still on my phone, but we're gonna taste it. You gonna chicken?
Mm-hmm. What?
He never has anything incredible to say. It's good.
Yeah, it's good.
I really do feel like the black garlic does make a difference. So if you go to Trader Joe's, pick it up, try it. Get a little veggie action happening.
Looks very good. Mushy with just a little bit of crisp.
And they have the same taste that like I said, the gnocchi does, just by putting that sage on there. So definitely try it. Okay, so John and I are playing this game and I was like, oh, okay, I want dessert. So I went and grabbed our fudge pops, which I know that these fudge pops are only 40 calories. Like it says on the front, 40 calories. What I did not know is that a serving size is 3 pops. Hilarious. Anyways, these are really good and I'm gonna have one. Good morning, it's Thursday. I was going to make a latte at home this morning and then I just said, no, we're going to Starbucks. So I got a cinnamon dolce latte, but I got it with a little bit of white mocha. Here's specifically like how I ordered it. It is absolutely freezing this morning. I love cinnamon dolce and white mocha. I love cinnamon dolce and toffee nut, like white mocha and toffee nut. Any of those combos, like those 3 flavors, they do something for me. I also brought a cup to put it in because I usually am not great about finishing it right away. I almost got like that double smoked bacon and cheddar or that the ham and Swiss croissant, and I was like, I really don't need that this morning. So I'm probably gonna wait like 20 or 30 minutes and eat one of my 1-Up protein bars like right before the kids get here because I feel like I need to eat something this morning. I know in a lot of these videos you see people like making their breakfast every morning, but like when you need to be at work super early in the morning, like it's just not super realistic, and I don't make breakfast most of the time before I leave the house. I was actually craving something warm today, which is why I said I almost got a sandwich, but I didn't. So yeah, I'll see you guys later. So I enjoyed my coffee this morning. I did end up having one of my 1-Up protein bars. This is the kind that I like. It's s'mores. It's so good. Then for my snack that I normally eat with the kids, I had some more of my salami. Then I had one of these string cheeses from Trader Joe's. And I had some of my pomegranate seeds that I got from Trader Joe's. And it's so funny because some of my kids were like, Miss Call, I love those. And I was like, I know, they're my favorite too. So good. So I'm gonna finish these off tomorrow. That was my snack. Super good. Honestly, I could have this every single day. Then after school I had some of my carrots, and then my husband brought me a like spare computer cord so I can leave one here and have one at home because I'm really bad at that. But he brought me a corn dog from Sonic because it's 50-cent corn dog day or hour, I don't know. But he brought me that, so that was a surprise, and I ate that, and then I got distracted and busy. I've literally been working nonstop after school, and I did not eat my actual lunch, which is fine because I can just eat it tomorrow. I didn't have anything prepped for tomorrow, so that works out. I did have a protein bar just now, I know. I had one of these. Here's the thing. Would it have been better if I had eaten my lunch that I meal prepped? Yes, it would have, but this is why I keep things in the classroom, because it's better to just like eat a quick something that's not terrible for you versus being so busy that you don't eat at all. So that's how today went. So it's about 6:45, we're gonna make dinner. We're actually making one of my favorite meals ever, and John's too. It's the Italian sausage pasta, and I made this in a video. You can click up here. It's the Cook With Me video, 5 of my favorite meals, and I went into detail on how to do it, and I also have the full recipe linked below, so I might not be super specific when I show you tonight, but it is my favorite meal. First, I want to show you guys my favorite way to get sausage out of its casing. If you're still cutting the casing off of sausage, you need to see this hack because it's my favorite thing ever, and I don't know why more people don't do it or don't know about it. Just for reference, we are using this hot Italian sausage. I always buy it when I go to Trader Joe's. So for this to work, you need to have hot water or warm water. What you're gonna do is run it under warm water, and you're gonna slowly kind of rub the casing off, and it should come off super easy. The pasta that I'm using is orecchiette. Orecchiette is my favorite pasta. It's got this like cup shape, and it just like hugs the sausage perfectly. I really like the kind from Trader Joe's, but the reason I like this kind is because the noodles, the pasta is thicker than the other brands that I've had, which really I've just had like Walmart brand. But if you get it, you need to make sure that it's like thick pasta, because that's what makes it so good too. Maybe I just like this. I think it's this. And just look at the texture of this pasta. Doesn't that look like something you want to eat? It looks like ice cream almost. Salty like the sea. If you know where that's from, we can be best friends. Here's what the sausage, onions, pepper, spinach looks like. You could tell I added a ton of spinach in here and it looks like almost nothing. Like I'm tempted almost to add more, but I'm not going to. Our pasta is done. I drained it. I did save some pasta water here. I almost forgot, but I remembered. So now what we're going to do is combine the pasta and the rest of it. Add the water and Parmesan and make a little sauce. And then I also like to go back in and season the sauce as well. Also, if you make this, make sure that you don't cook your pasta like 100% because it does need to sit for probably like 10 minutes. We're gonna probably let it sit while we shower, so that's gonna be like 15 or 20 minutes because the longer it sits, the better it tastes. So don't cook your pasta completely because it's going to cook a little bit more. So if I move it, you can see kind of how much liquid is in here right now. We're gonna add the Parmesan. Sometimes I add a little bit of this grated Parmesan if I want to thicken it up just a little bit. So if you don't nail the pasta water ratio and it sits for a little while and you want it to be a little bit thicker, just add some of that and it kind of helps. So we're gonna put this on low and cover it. Okay, let's take a look. Oh yeah, that's gonna be good. That is exactly what we want. All right, and here is how it turned out. I did garnish it with a little bit of parsley and I added a little bit more pepper on top and some chipotle flakes because we love them. But it tastes, I promise it tastes 10 times better than it looks, and it looks really good. Okay, we're gonna taste it. Even though we both, this is like my favorite meal. Every time. It's this good every time.
Delicious as always.
So good. If you make one thing from this video, I'm not lying, I could eat that whole pot. Like, it's that good. Something else really important about this dish is if you make it, make plenty of it because the leftovers, fantastic. This dish is so good heated up. So yeah, definitely try. 10 out of 10. We love it. Also, I have one more thing to say with Tesla in the shot. This dish technically has fruits and veggies in it because there's peppers and a ton of spinach. So
it's got the other major food group of cheese.
And good morning, it's 6 a.m. on Friday. I'm gonna brew some coffee. I was gonna make like a latte, but honestly, I just feel like normal, basic coffee, so let's pick one out. I think I'm gonna go with this one by Bears Brothers. I have a link in my description if you wanna try them, and I feel like I've already talked about them in this video, but this one is streusel cake. It's one of my favorites, and I think this will be really good for today. I also said yesterday at school how much I really wanted a hot breakfast, so I think I'm gonna make some oatmeal. Yeah, like I'm not hungry now, but I know as soon as that oatmeal is done, I'll be happy. It's just weird for me to eat like so early in the morning. oatmeal in this Yeti just so it stays warm. I have actually eaten some already. This is what it looks like. It's a little hard to tell, but it came out super good. I'm gonna take that. I actually really like this, and taking a couple bites of that made me feel like a lot better. I made it to the classroom. I'm gonna eat my oatmeal. I don't know why I felt the need to come on and tell you, but I'm gonna eat my oatmeal and then make copies, which you'll hear about if you watch the weekly vlog from this week. I forgot how good my homemade oatmeal is. So good. So I tried to show you when I was making it, but all I do is I add in cinnamon and then some cinnamon roll flavor seasoning from Flavor God, and it's really, really good. I have a link in my bio if you've never tried Flavor God, but I would honestly get it just for the cinnamon roll. Some people put it in their coffee. I should have tried that this morning because I made the streusel coffee. And I put just a little bit of stevia for sweetness, and then a pinch of salt to balance it out. And then I added in the wet ingredients, so milk and then butter, vanilla extract. I feel like it makes a really big difference. And that's it. It's the end of the day on Friday. Here's what I had for a snack. Just some salami, some carrots, and a cheese stick. And then after school I had a chomps stick. I actually got super carried away with school and meetings and just like everything I had to do and mostly talking, and I completely forgot to make my lunch until I was like, oh, it's time to go. So I brought the lunch that I was gonna eat today home because I do need to eat it. But yeah, so today, not the best day, but that's okay. Also, I feel like it's important for me to be like honest and share that with you guys, especially if you are a teacher, because how many times do we forget to eat? How many times? At least once a week. So again, just being real, just being honest, just letting you guys know. Some days, like, I forget to eat lunch, or I run out of time, or I don't have time to like make breakfast, or I don't have time to like do whatever. So that's just how it goes some weeks, and that's okay. It's been like a second for you, but it's been many hours for me. So it's almost 7 o'clock, and we're going to be making tri-tip, which is my favorite steak ever. And now that we're in California, it's so easy to get, so tri-tip. We're also making Brussels sprouts, and we're making some of those sweet potatoes that we chopped up 2 nights ago. So potatoes are going in the oven the same way we prepared them last time. Actually, I might leave out the sage this time. I might just make them like basic seasoning. For the steak, we're gonna do salt, pepper, garlic, and onion. John grilled the steak outside, and then we're gonna put it in the oven for a little while just to finish cooking. The veggies, Brussels sprouts are probably in there for a little too long. Okay, here is tonight's dinner. So it's tri-tip, sweet potatoes, and Brussels sprouts, which actually works out nice that this is my dinner today because, like I said, I didn't really eat the lunch that I packed. I just had other stuff, and there will be plenty of tri-tip left over if I want it, which I probably will. I will say, because I don't want anyone to make any judgments here, the steak is a little bit overcooked. It's a little bit overcooked, but that's okay. And also, John and I decided that from now on, we're gonna call these cube fries. How's the cube fry?
Delicious.
Not cute. Cube fries. Also, one more thing I want to point out is I do like the sear you get when you cook the tri-tip in a pan versus cooking it on a grill. John doesn't like to cook it on a pan if we can help it because it smokes up the whole house. So that's why we grilled it. But the pan sear is a much better option, and then just transferring it to the oven like that. My microphone was turned around, so sorry for the audio, but it'll be okay for 3 seconds. I just love it. Just love it.
It's good, but so many better steaks.
Comment down below what your favorite steak is. If budget like wasn't a thing, and you had to choose one, what would you pick? Because I would pick tri-tip. Well, okay, I might pick filet mignon. Filet mignon is really good. One day he fed it to me. One day he made it, and I thought it was sirloin, but I was really hungry, and it was like really good. And I ate it in like 2 seconds. I was like, wow, that was amazing. He was like, you just ate a whole filet. And I was like, now I'm going to be snacking on some of these Trader Joe's dark chocolate covered blueberries. We've had the dark chocolate covered cherries, and they're amazing. These blueberries are amazing. And my favorite are I think they're dark chocolate covered coconut almond. Like, they're like almond joys, but they're super, super good. Good morning. It's Saturday, and well, it's actually 1 in the afternoon. I've been editing all morning. John's been really tired, but I've been begging him to do breakfast. Actually, I wanted donuts, but that's not happening. So maybe we can get donuts tomorrow, but we're gonna have some sausage, some toast, and some eggs. Just a normal classic breakfast. I am also gonna make some coffee too. So happy Saturday. You guys have seen this before. I keep it in one of these Better Homes and Gardens containers with the little scoop inside, and we keep it in our fridge. I'm just gonna take this and fill up my Bialetti. Okay, so she's filled with water. The espresso powder is in there. Whenever we were in Italy, which is where we like first saw these, because we were in Airbnbs and they all like prepped these for us, they said not to like push down on the espresso powder, which I know like typically like you would do. So this is just the way that I do it. I don't push it down too much, and then we put it on our stove, which you guys have seen me do this a couple of times before, but I just wanted to like talk you through it a little bit more because I keep getting questions about it. So we're just gonna put it on the stove. Espresso will start to come through the top. Okay, our sausage is done, and I know a lot of people will like pour their grease into like a little jar, and we used to do that too, but not recently, like a year ago or something. Years, okay. Well, we learned this hack where you can put paper towels like in the grease once it's cooled down for like a second, and then it'll absorb it, and then you can just throw the paper towels away if you want, because you can't pour grease in your sink, you can't put grease like in your trash can. So if you do it like this, I mean, it works. Trick that I've learned recently is to keep our bread in the freezer, because if you can't eat it fast enough and you're just going to use it for something like toast, it toasts perfectly fine just pulling it straight from the freezer. So I'm really glad I learned that. And by recently, I mean I've been doing it for like 2 years. I just have no concept of time. Also, if you know me, you know that I don't just butter my toast. I melt the butter and put it on my toast. So for our drinks this morning, I'm gonna make us some lattes. I'm just gonna be using vanilla syrup. Yeah, I do. Okay, so I'll put some caramel in there too. Okay, we're gonna pour however much espresso you want in your drink. I'm just gonna pour mine in my cup here for John. Then we're gonna froth up some milk. I like break the rules because I like to do this. I don't know if there's a name for it. I just like mixing it all up. For John's, I frothed it up a lot more. He likes more foam than I do. I'm not really a foam person. Here's my melted butter. I did kind of like overcook my toast a little bit, aka I burned it a little bit, but that's okay. Wasn't intentional, but that's okay. Yeah, so this is our breakfast this morning. My eggs just have everything seasoning and then a little bit of cheese. Got my toast, got my sausage. I'm going to eat my breakfast and finish editing this week's classroom vlog. If you've seen it, let me know because it should be up. Poor Tesla is always left out of our breakfast. She's always left out. So it's after 7. I'm still wearing my pajamas. Pretty much the only thing that we've done all day is eat breakfast. Like, I'm literally in the same spot doing the same thing. Coffee is very cold. But John so far has started prepping our meats and veggies. So tonight we're making one of like my favorite super fun meals. We're doing fondue. We're gonna do kind of like melting pot style where we cook like our veggies and our meats in broth. So yeah, I'm excited. Here's our little fondue pot. We're gonna be using chicken stock and pretty much are gonna be winging the rest of it. I can't remember what recipes that we've used in the past for it, so we're just gonna throw in just a bunch of delicious seasonings and things. A little bit of oil in our pot, and we're gonna go ahead and cook up some onions. Also, I almost forgot, but we have these little potatoes for it too. Very excited that I remembered. Again, we're kind of winging it, so I'm gonna do some of this marsala in there. Do you think that's good? We're gonna let it like reduce a little bit, so maybe that much. That's probably enough for like the flavor. Okay, so we've seasoned it with salt, pepper, a little bit of red peppers, and then I added a little bit more of this like chicken broth powder just to kind of amp up the flavor of our actual broth. So everything in there looks good to go. Do us good, Trader Joe's. Do us good. We're also throwing in some green onions just because we had them in our fridge, so why not? That looks good though, this whole... Alright, we have a bubble. Putting the potatoes in first so they can cook up while we wait for our other food to cook. We have our timer going so we can make sure, because it's hard to tell like whenever you're just sitting here how much time has passed. But we know like approximately like how long it's gonna take for these to cook, so that's our little tip. I don't think I told you what we have, but we obviously have our broth, and you saw us make that. And then we have some fresh broccoli, because normally we just keep frozen. And then John has some mushrooms over there. And then we have those little potatoes in there too. And then we have chicken and filet mignon for our meat. That's our little potato broccoli mushroom scooper. We forgot! We love to dip it in teriyaki. Melting pot gives you a few different sauces, but teriyaki makes it good. I don't remember which ones were the old ones and which ones were the new ones. This feels like one of those like team building activities. Like you should need to cook fondue with one of your coworkers.
Are you trying to get people murdered?
It is about 11 a.m. on Sunday, mostly because of daylight savings time. Hate it, not happy about it. But I originally thought we were going to make breakfast here or we were gonna go get some donuts, but John said we should go get some brunch. So I'm very excited. Last time they brought us the champagne and orange juice on the side. which is the best way, but this time they just froze this. Okay, this time we got it the way we had last time. He brought us the champagne. This is the berry like jam dip, and then this is the custard that's super good. These are the cute little beignets, and then what I did last time is I took almost all of the fruit because it's still really good in the little dips, but I put it in my mimosa to make it extra delicious. John says this is bad etiquette, but if you've served before, you know. I got the chicken marsala pasta. Is it good? Mm-hmm. And I got the filet mignon pasta. I did pick out all of the mushrooms because I'm not a mushroom person, but this is what I had last time and I really liked it. Also, I got extra Parmesan cheese this time. Lunch was delicious. Technically it is brunch because we were eating at like noon. Here are the donuts we got, and here's the cute little shots. We got a couple of the cookie craze. John got a banana rama. We have a maple, a normal glaze, and then a cinnamon sugar. Then we got some Bavarian cream shots, a dulce de leche shot, and a strawberry shot. This is the banana one that John got. I'm gonna try the cinnamon one with the dulce shot. So you insert and inject. I'm just gonna do a little bit.
Just a little bit. You use that. Those are rude.
Oh, really? Okay. It's kind of hard to get in this one. I'm gonna try the cookie craze. Oh gosh. The funny thing is, like, I don't love Bavarian cream, but getting to inject it myself makes me want to eat it more. Gonna try some maple. Let's do it with some. Do you think dulce de leche would be good or bad? Probably good, right? Do a little dulce de leche in there. Just a little. It's so fun to do it like this. John was saying last night about melting pot, or about fondue, like why is stuff like that so fun? And he was like, we like to work for our food. And I think that's very true. I know this is what I eat in a week video. I wanted to show you some of the snacks that we got from Trader Joe's, just that we're gonna have in the house. Actually, this one is for bachelor night tomorrow. We're gonna try these lob cakes from Trader Joe's, and then picked up a couple chomps for me and John. We were back in stock with our ghost pepper chips, which are our fave. So we got a couple bags of those, and then we got some of these. Oh, babe, we should try the ginger candy. We got some of the chocolate selections. So these are the coconut ones I like. These are the blueberry ones that I was eating, I think, this week. These are the cherry ones that you guys have seen us eat before. So we stocked up on these just to have them. And then John thought that these ginger ones sounded good, so I want to try them. I don't think I've ever had ginger as a candy. I'm not a fan.
It's very ginger.
No, it's gross. One final thought on the donuts. Our favorite donut, or at least I think your favorite donut, is Krispy Kreme donuts. I think they have the best donuts. These donuts are good, but they're not like blow your mind good.
They're not very good, to be honest.
But these are fun. So tonight for dinner, we're gonna be making this barbecue chicken teriyaki. It is from Trader Joe's. It says Trader Ming's because it's Chinese food, in case you've never shopped there before. This is what it is. John and I have never had this one before, just the orange chicken, which is super good, and then the Kung Pao chicken, which I think is my current favorite, so hopefully this one is good. John also says the beef and broccoli is good. Trader Joe's is telling me to put this in a bowl with plastic on top of it, which is strange because normally they'll give you like stovetop instructions, but they don't. So I'm gonna try to cook it in a stasher bag, and I'm gonna leave it like a little bit open. I don't know, maybe I should close it. I'm gonna try it and see how that goes. Also, I've never had jasmine rice before, just my husband. He got it for his curry that he makes. It smells so good. The rice I think is pretty much done. I never time it, I just like check it to see. But I always worry about burning it, so this looks good. Broccoli honestly needs like another 10 minutes. Looks like this after like 5 minutes in the stasher. I left like a very, very tiny slit. Yeah, I think that cooked fine. All right, I think we're ready to plate it up. There's a lot of liquid in here. I don't know, I guess I thought it would be, oops, I thought it would be thicker, but it's not. So I guess that'll be good for like our rice because it'll like get in there. Okay, here's how our dinner turned out. So you can't really see the rice underneath, but it's there. And then the only extra thing that I did was put some red pepper flakes on. That is it. Okay, we're trying this one for the very, very first time. The first one we ever had was the orange chicken. We were like, wow, this is pretty good. Then we had the Kung Pao chicken. We were like, wow, this is really good. And then you had the other one, the
Beef and broccoli.
Beef and broccoli. And he liked that one. I don't think I had it. But overall, we do still agree that it tastes better than when you go to like one of those like buffet Chinese restaurants. So, still really good. And also, one of my favorite things to cook if you just don't feel like cooking, because this can be done in like 20 minutes. So, and that's just because of the broccoli. I like the rice though. Oh, good. You guys need to try jasmine rice. And if you knew about it, why didn't you tell me?